Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Welcome to Watches and Wonders 2024. And after looking at this watch, you can turn off your TV and go to sleep because this is it. This is one of the best watches, if not the best watch of the show. And it is the A. Lange Söhne Datograph Perpetual Calendar Tourbillon Lumen Honey Gold. Oh my God.
What a word, huh?
It's like the combination we all sit around dreaming about. Wilhlem, tell me about this watch, sir.
It's, I wish I could take you on a tour because there's a room which says, a showcase which says chronographs, nice lineup of chronographs, and tourbillons, nice lineup of tourbillons, and another showcase, perpetual, nice line, and honey gold, nice. And then there's one in the middle. There's a very small one which says all in one watch.
Amazing, amazing. So, okay, I'm going to break it down for you. So, honey gold material is one of the rarest materials that they make. Honey gold is gold, but is actually almost double the surface hardness of steel, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is extraordinary because you've got something that's precious but easily to wearable, right? Then on top of that, you've got the two great complications of Lange, well, actually three if you include the grand date mechanism here as well. So you've got the chronograph that comes from the datograph, which is now also, is evolved to the double split and even the triple split, right?
Jumping minute counter.
Precise jumping minute counter.
Fly back. I mean, what you would expect from a proper chronograph.
Yeah. And back in the 90s when this was launched, it was like unheard of, right? I mean, this was really a signal to the world that Lange Söhne was intending on creating the very finest watches from both an engineering and from a aesthetic perspective. Then on top of that, we have this stunning tourbillon. And also you had, I guess the very first tourbillon you guys ever had was a Polymerie tourbillon, but you make some of the most sublime tourbillons in the world.
And again, it's a tourbillon that you can stop, which we all know is quite delicate. As I said, there's always one thing you can put on top of it because it's not a tourbillon, it's a stoppable.
It's a stop second
connected
tourbillon
to the second hand, so if you want to adjust the time, actually it's quite nice that, it comes to a standstill, you push it back, and in this case it's quite a big tourbillon. So it looks great if you activate it and deactivate it.
Incredible. And we're going to show you all the movement. Stay calm, stay calm. I know that you want to see this. But then on top of it, it's a perpetual calendar. But on top of that, it is a Lumen.
Yes.
And I have to say that, sometimes people think of Lange as being an extremely traditional brand. I think it's incredibly respectful of tradition, of course. But it's also highly innovative to me. And I think the Lumen has been one of the most groundbreaking and actually inspiring to others, as we know as well, sort of technical breakthroughs. So talk to me about the Lumen. What is the Lumen, sir?
Look, you know that we are very happy to build watches that you can wear.
Yes.
So a certain robustness for us is important. But how do you expose the dial side of a watch if you're not prepared to skeletonize the dial?
Yes.
So that was the original idea, how to expose it without going the traditional way.
I love that.
And that's how the Lumen came up. And then, to make people understanding how big the mechanism is, even the outside date, is occupying only, what you need to see.
But it's massive.
But now it's exposing the beautiful dial side, which usually is hidden by the dial. That's how the Lumen came. Was developed in the first place, and ever since then, the different iteration, and usually the outside date is involved because that just gives us, of course, that also has a bit of meat that you can illuminate, and you can see it clearly here.
So guys, I'm going to turn this over as well, and now you can behold the incredible majesty of this movement. I'm going to give it a quick wipe just in case, and you can see. So, untreated German silver, but an absolute masterpiece of finishing and technical innovation there. I mean, Wilhlem, when you look into that, I'm sure there's still a lot of people who, probably not this one because it's got the Lumen, but a lot of people have always wanted to wear their watches with the movement facing outwards, right?
You have no idea how often we get that request.
So
but again, we believe that this is for the owner.
Yeah.
And whoever he or she wants to share it with. So up to them. But it's I always say it's the two souls that live in us. Usually the dial side, the Lumen may be a little bit of an exception, but usually the dial side is rather understated. It's not like into your face. It's
of course
it's very legible. We emphasize on the priority of information on a dial, but then you turn it around, and it's a complete different story because it's opulent, it's decorated, it's there's an amount of craftsmanship that goes into it.
Yes.
And I think these two very different characters, subtle, understated, ostentatious almost, and definitely, you know, strong and detail and craftsmanship. I think that's what the customer like.
So I'm going to quote Philippe Dufour here, because when I said Philippe Dufour, who's making the best finishing in Switzerland, he says it's not in Switzerland, it's in Germany, in Glashütte, it's in A. Lange Söhne. And I was like, all right, I'm quoting him. That wasn't my, but I mean, you know, he's meant to be the master of Swiss high finishing as well.
Yeah, it's a compliment I take.
So, Wilhelm, how many of these are you going to make?
50.
That's it?
That's it.
And may I ask the price there?
It's expensive.
Are you just telling that to me to dissuade me? Because it won't. I'll
No,
sell my
it's
house.
above, it's above 600.
Yeah, but you know, honestly, as a watch that is an emblem of all the incredible creation that you have done over this period.
And it's again, you know, that's why only 50, because our best craftsmen going to work on it, the best watchmaker, the best engraver, the best finisher, and to bring that all together with, and chronograph capacity is not like unlimited. That's why, you know, both watches are limited, because we cannot just work on 2 watches all the time.
I know that's your personal watch, so I'm not going to take it away from you.
I wish. It's just a prototype that I have the privilege of wearing for the time being, and I really enjoy that.
You know, Wilhelm, you know, this is interesting to me, because you mentioned the price, but you also mentioned the enormous amount of craft that goes into it. The man hours, the finite lifetime of these guys is put into this watch. And I think that's what's so beautiful about what you create. And I also like the fact and respect the fact that you haven't wanted to grow this way.
No.
Maybe a bit this way, in terms of
value.
We do. In terms of technical value.
We do.
That,
yeah, no question.
Right. And I think that's great. But you know, keep it small, keep it special, and that's great.
We will, you know, and I think that's a very unique position in the industry. We are big enough to can afford a proper financial backbone, resources. You know, we have our boutiques, we have people, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, we are small enough to really know our clients. And if we build a lot more watches, we would lose that simple fact that we know our clients. So there's no intention to do so.
I absolutely love that. So tell me about this beautiful blue up and down.
Again, we listen to our customers. It doesn't mean that we always and immediately fulfill any request, but there was a huge appetite for a long time for, you know, a blue dial on a datograph.
Okay.
I don't know what it is with the blue dials, but you know, it is just, we use very few colors, as you know.
I do.
We're not good in creating thousands of. It's only the grey, it's the blue, and it's the argenté and the white. Black, that's it.
No purple, no green.
So, and I think the blue is for a lot of our collectors, it's the one they have to have.
Right.
And that's why, for the first time, actually, we bring a blue dial in a datograph.
Fantastic.
White gold case,
beautiful.
Blue dial, 125 watches again.
Oh,
limited.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, capacity.
Right.
I mean, I cannot afford to work. To allocate all capacity to just one watch. And chronographs, I know that the 3 big complications are said to be perpetual, tourbillon, and anything with acoustic. I believe a lot of chronographs are on par with at least the perpetuals and then the tourbillons.
I totally agree.
And there aren't like 1,000 people that can work on that watch.
Absolutely. Well, you've seen it here, guys. You've got the white, gold, blue, up and down datograph, 125 pieces. This magnificent 50-piece limited series of, I mean, it's the grail. It's honestly, it's the grail, right? It's honey gold, Lumen, datograph, perpetual calendar, and tourbillon, all in one extraordinary entity, and that is magnificent. Brother, you did an incredible job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Wei.
Thank you guys for joining us. Cheers.
Thank you.